Good morning everyone, today we're going to be going over all of the spoils that I got from Ultra PSO2 Day, as well as my game plan for the next couple of weeks. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I want to showcase over here are, of course, all of the weapons that I did get from Ultra PSO today. We did get a couple Flugelguard weapons. I think we got a total of 3 or 4 Flugelguard weapons, but I did sell a couple on the player market at the time because the prices were still okay at a couple of million. However, nowadays the prices have crashed significantly. If we look at the wired lances, it's 280. Even the katana has gone down in price significantly. It's like 1 million, 2 million, somewhere in that range. And so, you know, the prices are pretty cheap for Flugelguard weapons nowadays. However, on top of that, we also got quite a bit of rare weapons. So as you can see over here, I did get a rare wire with a FIXA Termina. I got a rare katana with the FIXA Wix. I do have a regular MK1. This one doesn't count. This was not a drop. And we also got a harmonizer with a FIXA Fatale level 1. So we did end up getting 3 rare weapons with FIXAs to actually drop, and I did not have to do any trade-ins for these. However, it is now time to look at the armors that we actually got. As you can see, these are the 3 pieces that I actually used for one of my videos where I crafted all LC capsules just to show you guys what a budget or an entry-level build should look like. And as you can see over here, you know, these don't really have that crazy fixes. However, I can always fix a transfer, because as you can see right here, we have a lot of Elena pieces with a ton of high fixes. We actually have an Enthusia level 3, which is actually pretty good. However, to be honest, the thing that I would be looking for is actually a Performa. I think a lot of people are sleeping on FIXA Performa. As you can see over here, FIXA Performa 2 decreases your PP consumption by 3.5%, which is pretty good considering that your rare weapon actually increases your PP consumption by 10%, but gives you that extra potency. So if you are using a rare weapon and you're constantly running out of photon power, it might not be a bad idea to try to get Performa on all of your armors, especially if you're still using the Octo Armor, Arga Belt, and Shezas. These have gone down in price like crazy with high fixes. Now, I personally farmed for all of mine because I just farmed a lot in the past 3 days, and I was able to get really high fixes. As you can see over here, FIXA Orcs is level 5, FIXA Orcs is level 4, FIXA Guard level 3, you know, that's not as impressive. But I know the majority of players are actually looking for Orcs over here simply because it does increase your Photon Blast gauge when attacking by 10%. So you charge up Photon Blasts incredibly quickly. And just by having a FIXA 5 over here as well as a FIXA 4, like my Photon Blast is literally up all the time. The moment it's off cooldown, my Photon Blast is ready, and I'm ready to just grip and just go Photon Blasting all day, every day, which is very nice for DPS increase, which is something that I do like quite a bit. However, the FIXA Orcs is relatively high in demand, so FIXA Performa isn't a bad idea since it kind of solves one of the issues of like PP consumption, especially if you're playing a technique class like a Force. But nevertheless, you can see over here, I have an ungodly amount of Elena armors, and then on top of that, we did get some high FIXA Octo armors over here. I did sell quite a few already because the price was going pretty well, especially the FIXA 4s and the FIXA 5s for the Octo armors. Prices were just good at the time, so I just managed to make a little bit of money. So now that Ultra PSO today is over, what should you guys do? The very first thing I recommend people to do is to take a break, especially if you farmed as hard as me, where you were farming 5 to 6 hours every day, or at least trying to play as much as physically possible. It's time to take a break. It's probably a good idea to step away from the game for a day or two, or just play very lightly and very casually, because you're going to burn yourself out if you continue to grind incredibly hard. However, after you take in your break and you're ready to go back to the grind, the next thing is all of your capsules that you got. So what I want to show you over here is when we come to the item lab and we go to exchange enhancement materials, augment capsules over here, and if we look at my Gigas Mastes over here, you can see that I can craft another 16 Gigas Mastes. Gigas Mastes are still going for a lot of money. Now, of course, the price is going to go down as a lot of people are going to be doing the same thing. However, this means that I am going to need to live in Dual Quest Phase 3 or Phase 2 or whatever phase it is. I'm going to be needing to live there for quite some time in order to farm up another 160 of these Formido Fusa capsules, which is going to be a pain in the butt and very time consuming. However, another thing that I also need to do is craft my Grand Dread Keepers. As you can see over here, I do have 100 of these Dread Keeper 5s, and I only have 20 of these Fusia capsules, so again, I'm gonna need to farm a ton of dual quests. And I'm literally just gonna go down this list over here and see what I can craft, because for example, Lux Hal Finales, I can craft a Lux Hal Finale. I'm probably not gonna craft these Gigas capsules, but let's go to Gladius Soul. I need more dual Fusias again. I can craft another 10 of these Gladius Souls, and then Hal Finales, I can craft a bunch if I have more Aegis Souls, or I can just wait for the trade-ins. Remember, we actually get 50 Aegis Soul 4s every single week just from the free trade-ins. And then we've got High L Dominas, I can craft a bunch of these. I can actually craft 2 of these. Then we've got my High Ret Dominas, I can craft 6 of these. So I'm literally just gonna go down the entire list and just craft all of these capsules and see what I need to do, since the majority of them actually are gonna require me to farm a lot of dual quest. So literally for the next week or two, I'm just going to be casually farming dual quest and just making sure that I can craft all of my high-end capsules over here. Because even though we have the Elena armors over here, if we look back to history and we look back at our Octo armors, we did get the regular Octo armor to begin with as well, 20 HP, 4.5% potency. However, soon after, we did get the Octo armor Argas, Beltas, as well as Shezas. However, something that we didn't get in the Octo variants were the purple armors, or the Gigas versions of the armors. So I am kind of hoping with the Elena armors that we will get a purple variant with some sort of negative stat, however, with additional potency. However, I don't know if Sega has just given up the idea of these type of armors and are just gonna roll with the regular Arga, Beltas, and Shezas. But nevertheless, it can't hurt to have extra capsules just ready in my pocket, which is why I will be slowly but surely farming up all of these different dual quests so that I can craft all of these high-end capsules, so that when we do get new armors or new weapons later down the line, I will be ready to fully augment. A lot of people were looking at my weapon over here, and as you can see, I did re-augment this. In the video, I did put all LC capsules just for the sake of the video to show you guys what average potency would look like. However, I did re-augment this myself because I decided that I was going to use this. However, to be honest with you guys, the damage difference between a Flugelguard weapon and the Rayar weapon isn't that big. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. What's more important is actually what FIXA do you actually have on the weapon. I think that's going to play a much bigger part between your Flugelguard weapon and your Rayar weapon. If you have a high FIXA on your Rayar weapon, use the Rayar weapon. If you have a high FIXA on the Flugelguard weapon, use the Flugelguard weapon. FIXAs are so powerful now that they actually matter. So whatever weapon has the higher FIXA or the better FIXA, just use that instead, okay?
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.